on giving birth to hope, a poem, an invitation by Janice. This labor will be long and unpredictable. This hope we've been carrying so long, dreaming, wondering, can no longer stay tucked away in our womb. She needs to come into this world that desperately needs her. It is time. The contractions come in ever more breathtaking waves, squeezing so tightly, bringing pain, distraction, an inability to focus on anything else. Hardly able to take another step as the intensity of the tightening, the sensation of closing in, gains momentum and becomes stronger. We brace ourselves as a wave comes. Insecurity, fear, anger, lies, lashing out, projecting pain, grasping for control, poisoning systems, recruiting accomplices. This scarcity mindset sets events into motion of retribution after retribution that can only lead to the end of a barrel of a gun. Those in positions of power who seek to control the business of birth believe it is theirs to dictate how a birth should unfold, or whether it should happen at all. They examine efficiencies, calculate costs, stack statistics, look over liabilities, promote predictability, and deny divergence to protect their assets. It's the supremacy of the status quo over the humanity of change. We cannot let fear artificially stall this labor. The birth of hope must continue. It is already overdue. Another wave begins building upon the momentum of the first. A microscopic invader, unpleasantness ignored, reality kept at sea, deceptive downplay, silent spread, unchecked obstinance, mounting suffering, contagion of lies, quarantine of truth, politicization of prevention, loss of connection, loss of income, loss of employment, loss of homes, loss of humanity, loss of life itself. Over 200,000 men, women, and children dead, felled on the battlefield of pride, politics, and power. We are overwhelmed, reeling, gasping for breath. All we feel we have left are groans too deep for words. The doubts come as we try to stand, sputtering, after being blindsided by another wave. How much longer can we go on? Thank God for the midwives of hope who watch the laborers for signs, hearing with the heart, evaluating with their eyes, disregarding the instruments of measurement that were built by the system. The midwives practice presence, compassionate care, laying on hands, applying comfort, whispering encouragement in art, in prophetic word, in applying their gifts to seek justice and embody peace. The midwives wipe our tears and our brow with the cool cloth of empathy. They have seen many births and help us to recognize this truth. What feels like death can be the beginning of new life. As our labors progress and we move closer and closer to transition, the increasing pain and intensity make us wonder if we will be ripped apart. There's no telling how long this will last. Every labor is different. Especially in the uncertainty, we grieve, Even as we labor to give birth to new life, our bodies remember our dreams that died before they could reach daylight. Our arms still ache with emptiness for those we've lost, for our babes whose lives were cut short, for justice miscarried again and again. We struggle forward, but the past still lives within us, inhabiting in our muscles, our guts, our breath. We grieve our kin who birthed before us, but are unable to accompany us now. Another wave, one that started in the bellies of ships hundreds of years ago, moves towards its crescendo: dehumanization, occupation, domination, colonization, reservation, indoctrination, miscegenation, homogenization, marginalization, mass incarceration. We can't breathe. We are indeed being torn apart. How long, O Lord, how long must we bear the pain in our souls and have this sorrow in our hearts all day long, bearing these burdens in bodies, bearing bodies. In the face of all these overwhelming contractions, our bodies can no longer be still. Protest is compounded grief walked out. We walk to move the labor along. We walk so hope will descend, apply pressure, and dilate to bring forth something new. Our society cannot be sustained if we allow hope to be stillborn. Hope is the lifeblood of democracy. So we reach down to our inmost being, that vestige of primordial love knit within our every fiber, pearled into every double helix. We reach back to generations of ancestors who dared to demonstrate love, to bring forth hope into the void. Love that drives out fear, love that lifts heads, love that is about reconciliation, not punishment. Love that holds broken bodies with compassion. Love that remembers, remembers, so our bodies may function, repairing holes, becoming whole, wholly other. The other is holy, because there is no other. It's all us. Remembering love, we recenter. We begin to see the opening that may come with each contraction during this agonizing transition. We sense the opening, discard the distractions, and focus our attention, our intentions, on what we need to bring into the light, bring light to that luz. And from a center of love, the opening reaches its fullness in joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and response instead of reaction, which really are all love in action. Now that we're open, we can trust our bodies and tune out the shoulds, coulds, and even the have to. Now is the time for need to listen to our bodies, to our hearts, to each other. Need to hold hands, hold space, hold tight. Need to fill empty arms, fill empty hearts, fill empty tanks. need to return regard, return to connection, return home to the human family, not alone, together. Will you be a midwife of hope? Why not you? Why not now? It's time to push. And we'll need every ounce of tenacity, of creativity, of compassion, of beauty, of poetry, of art, of will. What will you bring to the birthing room to encourage the delivery along? It's time to push. Every sinew of our bodies is pulsing, screaming with the urgency of now, now, now. And at the end of the pushing, just when we will think we've got nothing left, the midwives will apply just the right mix of encouragement and pressure until the crowning glorious hope will burst forth with a lusty cry. Drenched in sweat, radiating heat, we will tenderly cradle hope to our breast. Our chests will heave great sobs, and we will laugh. Catharsis in blood, water, and spirit. We shall sing out to any who will hear, she is here, she is here, she is here. After such a long wait, she is finally here. In our arms, a mix of softness and strength, staring back at us in wonder, herself awed that we persevered to bring her forth. Hope for the lives of us all.